You are now listening to Fourth Down Fiasco, Season 2.
Fires, Mike Sims, Walker, knocked down.
Oh my God! Davis is going running all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game.
In trouble, he's going to be sacked. No, gets away. He runs, gets away again, goes to the 40, gets away again.
Jackson takes it himself. Look at him dart back and forth. Oh! He broke his ankles.
I have never seen this before in my life.
Still looking, firing, near corner. It's caught.
Denver, unbelievable.
And welcome to the Fourth Down Fiasco.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Fourth Down Fiasco, your go-to podcast for all things football, brought to you by BetStamp. BetStamp is the sports bookie of all sports bookies because they keep all their sports bookies all in one place just for you. You can check them out at signupexpert.com/fiasco. Again, that is signupexpert.com/fiasco. Place a $10 bet. You can do it through BetMGM, Bet365, Caesars, FanDuel, all the big name sports bookies. Yeah, that $10 bet goes a long way. You might be able to get some rewards. I'm going to be completely honest with y'all on this podcast. I probably gamble the least, but I know that they have a ton of deals through all the different sports bookies that they have for you. So with me, as always, and I am excited to be back on the show, with me as always is Tanner Vinsky, who has been shouldering this show pretty much the entire NFL season. Tanner, how are you today?
Doing pretty good. Pretty good. We got home at a reasonable time, so you can't complain.
Fair. There you go. Yeah. So we've got, we're not going to really recap this past week's slate of games. I'm going to be completely honest. I was in a cabin with no cell and no Wi-Fi this past weekend, so I only watched the Cowboys game, and I only watched it because it was on Monday. I would have missed it if it were on Sunday. And I know, Tanner, you mentioned that you didn't get around to a ton of football this weekend, so I think we're just going to talk about our teams a little bit, go into our Fiasco Awards as we do every week, and then do some pick'ems.
Love it.
Cool. Well, your game was first, so shall we talk about it? Pittsburg Steelers. Y'all came out with the W, I'm assuming, because I didn't watch the game.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, we belt to ass the Bengals. I mean, It was 34-12. So
I did hear about Spitgate. That was fun.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't much of a Spitgate because typically with that, like, there's a whole investigation. I mean, just you saw it on the broadline clip because they did the zoom in when they saw him getting into a fight or whatever, and you just saw Jamar Chase just spit on Jalen Ramsey. So what's it called? He did lie about it, which is funny. I think that's the craziest part about all of it is they asked, "Oh, did you spit on him?" And he's like, "No, I didn't." And then when they suspended him and they used the video, they're like, "Hey, here's the video you spitting on him." He said, No, I spit on the ground. I didn't spit on him. And he's trying to appeal the suspension.
Brother, they caught you on 4K.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so pretty bad look from Jamar Chase considering. I mean, honestly, he kind of needed to spit because that was about the most impressive thing he did statistically the game. I mean, he got completely locked up, 3 for 30. I mean, yeah, the Steelers actually came with a game plan to stop him this time around, so he wasn't able to do anything. And when you take away Jamar Chase from this offense starts to look a lot more vulnerable. I mean, Flacco had a really bad game, 23 for 40, 199 yards, a touchdown. And he looked uglier than that in the game, all things considered. It's just he didn't have Chase that he could just throw it up to and hope for the best. So
it is helpful. When
I mean, it was just,
yeah.
I mean, it was just bad for the Bengals all around. They didn't really do anything impressive the whole game. I mean, they looked okay in the first quarter, and then it just all the wheels fell off. Rodgers got injured this game, and whenever Mason Rudolph comes in to play the Bengals, he turns into Tom Brady. So he came in relief, went 12 of 16, 127 and a touchdown.
Nice.
In relief of Rodgers. And
do we know what the status is on Aaron?
He probably shouldn't play next week, but it's against the Bears, so I think he's taking as many painkillers as possible to get out there. So
yeah, I'm gonna have some ayahuasca or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah, because he fucking hates the Bears, so I think he's trying to get out there to play against the Bears. I don't think it's a good idea because it seems like it might be some sort of like wrist injury on his, which again, it's not his throwing hand, it's his other hand, it's left hand. But still, I mean, probably not a good idea for him to play, but I'm sure he'll perk himself up and get out there to beat on the Bears. And I'm sure we will destroy the Bears because Rodgers is going to have some like hate in his eyes.
Sure.
Which, you know what, I can appreciate a quarterback being that petty that he's like, no, I refuse to sit out against this team because
Like, no, I'm going to put belt to ass to this team because that's what I historically do. Yeah. No, that's funny. I love that this team is finally starting to make it work. It looks like, a little bit. It looks like everything's starting to come together a little bit for y'all. Y'all are what, 6-4 now, right?
We're 6-4. The Steelers we're churning. What this confirmed to me is we're winning 10 games, right? We're going to hit the 10-7 once again because we're at 6-4. Because honestly, after the Chargers game, I was hesitant. I was like, damn, like if Rodgers is going to play that poorly, I mean, the defense is starting to turn it around, which is helpful. But I mean, it's been an up and down roller coaster season. Like for how negative the press around the Steelers have been, you would think that they're a 3-7 team. Right. You wouldn't think that they're 6-4, but they're 6-4. They're finding ways to win ugly ass games. This is the first game this season where it was like truly comfortable. I feel like there was just nothing to worry about. Nobody was making a late game resurgence. We got Kyle Duggar a few weeks ago, and since we've gotten Kyle Duggar, let me look at the Steelers schedule itself. But since then, we have like really shored up the defense, which is really strange because that's not like a huge acquisition, like it's not like we got kind of older, washed up Kyle Duggar, like that's going to change and reinvigorate the defense. But since then, no one scored 30 on us. I mean, we got him, I think, for the Colts game. Colts put up 20 points, Chargers put up 25 in a blowout game, Bengals put up 12. So the defense is playing way better. I mean, if our offense was doing anything against the Chargers, we probably could have gotten that game. But yeah, I mean, just looking down the stretch, I think our defense is going to play well. I wish we had more weapons offensively. I mean, after watching the Cowboys game, obviously seeing what Pickens is continuing to do, I just think about what Rodgers would be able to do in Pittsburgh if he had DK and Pickens.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we don't. So it's going to be one of those things where I think we shortened our peak, but a lot of our other guys who really shouldn't be vocal points as offense are stepping up for our guys who are supposed to be, Kenneth Gainwell is an insane receiving target, which is crazy that Kenneth Gainwell, had 7 catches, 81 yards, 2 touchdowns in the air, like number 1 receiver of the game. Darnell Washington, our number 2 receiver of the game. And Darnell Washington had the highlight of the year with, I don't know if you know that. Yeah.
Yeah, I did see that.
Completely big dogged 3 defenders. Yeah. And that like really changed the pace of the game. Like that happened in the first quarter where it was like 7-6. And then he just dismantled the defense on that play. And yeah, Heinz Stadium woke up and it was just no going back.
No talking there. Yeah.
But I love Darnell Washington. I hope whatever we do. Man. Yeah, it's a big boy. I hope we just continue scheming stuff up for him. Mm-hmm. And I think honestly, if we use those 2 guys, which they really shouldn't be really good targets, but I mean they're playing their asses off, and I think them alongside getting good games out of DK and Freiermuth and Jalen Warren in the run game, like we can definitely be serviceable and make things happen. Steelers fans are obviously doing the thing they do every year when Mason Rudolph comes in to beat the shit out of the Bengals, where it's like, oh, I wish we would have just developed Mason Rudolph and Mason Rudolph would have been our franchise QB. Mason Rudolph had a million opportunities to be the franchise QB. I mean, we've had him since 2018. He was the same draft class as Allen and Lamar and all those guys.
Yeah.
And
he's had time.
Yeah, he's had time. Like after Ben, like when Ben was injured, he didn't win the starting job over Duck Hodges. Him and Duck split that season. So it's like you didn't beat Duck Hodges for the starting job. And then after Ben retired, you were the starter at first. And then we brought in other guys because you weren't able to like be a consistent starter. Like the only time Mason hasn't been on our roster was last year. And when he went to Tennessee, he couldn't beat out Will Levis for a job. So it's like, it's even if we would have said we're starting Mason every single year, he wouldn't have become a franchise quarterback. Now, for drafting him, I think it was in the third round, late third round. He's exactly everything you want out of a third round quarterback pick. Like, he's been a high end backup, low level starter. He's coming in for spot starts. He beats the shit out of the Bengals once a year. Like, this is exactly the type of guy you want on your roster. And yeah, he's not the Ben Roethlisberger replacement, but we just have another Charlie Batch that is a reliable backup, which we can probably have for another 5 to 7 years. So
sure,
it's pretty useful for us.
Oh yeah. And playoff hopes. I mean, obviously y'all are in playoff contention right now, but how are you feeling in terms of if the season ended today, how would you feel about being in the playoffs right now?
It really is going to depend on the matchup. If we get a home playoff game, I think we can beat somebody who's the 5 seed, right? Because that's going to be one of the AFC West teams, I imagine. So I wouldn't feel terrible about playing like a Denver or playing a Chargers, right? Or
you shout out my boy Bo Nix, okay?
Yeah, I don't think Bo Nix is going to have a good time against the pass rush, unfortunately. I mean, I do think the Broncos defense could definitely keep them in the game if they catch us on a bad offensive game. But the thing is I feel like the Steelers have a fighting chance in those games, right? Like, whether it's, the nightmare scenario is somehow Buffalo or Kansas City becomes the 5 seed, because that could very well happen. And then we're fucked. Like, we're not beating those guys at home. Yeah. But if it's the Patriots or the Chargers or Jacksonville, like Jacksonville could be a 5 seed, or the Broncos, like any of those teams, I could see us win those matchups. And that would be good. Now, the thing is that requires us to win the division. Baltimore's a game behind. Baltimore has a favorable end of the schedule compared to us, where we have a little bit of a harder schedule. And I'm looking at our schedule. I would be shocked if we win more than 10 games. Like, we're going to be 10-7. And honestly, I don't think 10-7 is good enough for the wild card in the AFC this year, because there's so many teams that are probably going to have 11 or 12 wins. So we really have to hope that Baltimore drops some games. But we do control it to an extent, because we have 2 more head-to-heads with Baltimore. And we're for sure going to win the one at home. I just don't know about going to Baltimore and winning. Sure. So I imagine looking at the next, we have 7 games. We probably beat the Bears. We lose to the Bills for sure. We're not beating the Bills. We probably lose to Baltimore in Baltimore. We beat Miami. We probably lose to Detroit. And then we would end the season beating Cleveland and beating Baltimore. And that would get us to 10-7. And, if we somehow upset Detroit or steal away the game in Baltimore, then at 11 wins, we definitely get our division. But even then, it's going to be a tough sell for Baltimore to be 9-8 or 10-7, and sure, us winning the tiebreaker, because I don't know exactly what Baltimore's schedule is, but I remember people saying, "Oh, Baltimore has a chance to make the playoffs," because if you look at the second half of their schedule, they had all their tough games at the beginning. In the second half, they're playing a bunch of scrubs. So I imagine more likely we'll be 10-7 and miss the playoffs. Which is going to suck and going to be more of the status quo. But all I want for us is just to get the home playoff game. I mean, if we're on the wild card, I'm just already chalking it up as a loss. Like, we're not going on the road and beating anybody. Like, this team's not consistent and good enough to do that.
That's fair. No. Kind of how I feel about this will be a great segue. Kind of how I feel about the Cowboys of, we just had our game against the Raiders, belt to ass. It was a great game. I know that there's a lot of emotions after the passing of Marshawn Nealon, and just everything that surrounds that, right? So I will say the addition of Quinnen Williams was immediately felt. Brother had 1.5 sacks, had 5 QB hurries. Now, of course, this is Las Vegas we're talking about here, which is something that I was trying my best to remind Cowboys fans, because I saw a lot of delusional takes. You know how we get after one good game when we make a couple of changes. We're like,
dude, our fan bases are the exact same. They're the most delusional fan bases on the planet. Like,
Yeah.
Steelers gonna Super Bowl is a phrase for a reason. Whenever they get one good win, they're sitting there and it's like, all right, we're the best team in the league. And Cowboys fans do the same shit.
Yep. So, and now this was one of those games where, it was a great game. It was a great team effort. I mean, all three phases looked incredible. Kevontae Turpin looked great, and with the kickoffs and punt returns, offense looked incredible as it has been pretty much all season, with the exception of like 1 or 2 games. And then defense looked really good too. Again, Quinnen Williams 1.5 sacks. Who had the pick? I believe it was Marquise Bell had the interception, which was tipped by one of our linebackers. And so everybody looked great this game. But it's the same thing as like whenever we put belt to ass to the New York Jets, and everybody's like, yeah, and I was like, no, we played the Jets. It's the same concept. We played the Las Vegas Raiders. It would have been a much different story if we do that again whenever we play. I believe next game is against the Eagles. If we do that against the Eagles, then sure, I might start getting a little delulu on this pod if we're 5-5-1 on a 2-game win streak and Quinnen Williams gets to Jalen Hurts twice, and Deron Bland has a pick 6 and Dak goes for 4 tuds. Maybe then I'll start coming on this pod and talking some shit. But it's the Las Vegas Raiders. It's not. I really don't even have a ton of game notes just because it's the Raiders,
the Raiders are bad. Yeah, the Raiders are not good.
Raiders are bad.
That's kind of what I felt about beating the shit out of the Bengals. It's like, it's awesome because it's our division opponent, but I mean, the Bengals blow.
Like, you don't really know what to make of the game afterwards because you're like, we looked great, but we should look great against this team.
Yeah, because I mean, we actually kind of had it was 33-16 for Cowboys Bengals. It was 34-12 Pittsburgh Cincinnati. It's a similar situation where you're like, okay, we dismantled the inferior team, which is good. That's what you should do. And it's awesome that happened, but it's one of those things where it's like the future of the season. I mean, is it really that much more of a positive outlook? Yeah. And that's what's hard about the Cowboys too, is just with the start you guys had. I mean, digging yourself out of it's going to be tough, especially in, what's it called? Especially just with like how strong the NFC is, like there's so many teams that are going to be sitting there at like 11 wins. And it's like, yeah, technically, because you guys have 5 wins now? Or is that 4?
No, we have 4. We have 4. We're 4-5-1.
I mean, yeah, you could hit 11 wins if you win out. If you don't lose another game, you can hit 11. But I mean, are you really gonna beat? I mean, you could beat Kansas City. I mean, Kansas City has looked weak this year, but Detroit's a tough ask. The Chargers is a tough ask. I mean, again, with your defense getting better, that's a good thing. The Eagles, what's it called? Like division games, I always, no matter what the opponent is, I always just chalk those up as 50-50s in my head. Like, you guys are going to play the Eagles harder than anybody else because fuck Philly, right? Like, that's just...
And it's going to be a home game, and we do significantly better at home. So.
Yeah, exactly. But, so, like, even if you win that one, you get your Vikings win, you beat the Commanders and Giants, I mean, you're still only at 9 wins, I think.
Yeah.
8. So you got to steal 1 or 2 from LA Chargers, Detroit Lions, Kansas City Chiefs, and those are 3 pretty solid rosters. And
we also have to hope for the collapse of a couple of teams too, because right now Chicago's 7-3 and they have the tiebreaker over us. Same with Carolina. They're 7-3 and they have they're
6-4, I think.
One of them 6-4, one of them 7-3. Regardless, both of them have a better record than us, and both of them have the tiebreaker over us. And so,
Panthers are 6-5. So
Panthers are 6-5. Okay, so we really got to hope for the collapse of the Panthers, and
because there's most likely the issue that's happening here for the NFC at least is you're most likely getting. Yeah, so you're looking at the NFC North. The NFC North has the Bears at 7-3, the Packers at 6-3-1, and the Lions at 6-4.
Yep. So
there's potential for 3 playoff teams there. Yep. And then the NFC West, you have the same exact thing. You got the Rams at 8-2, the Seahawks at 7-3, and the 49ers at 7-4.
Yeah.
So you're really hoping for the collapse of the 49ers, which I mean, you're rooting for every week anyways.
Yeah.
And to collapse the Packers, which you're rooting for every week anyways, you know. So, I mean, it makes it easier for you to hate watch, but it's difficult when you're looking at it as an NFL fan and being like, shit, like, you know, the Panthers are probably like passing the Panthers isn't really going to do you much because the Panthers have to pass the 49ers, the Packers, the Lions, the Seahawks, you know, like they have people they got to pass to get into the conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, no. So it's a long road ahead. I'm not expecting us to make the playoffs. I think that the changes came just a little too late. We really needed these reinforcements. Honestly, after week like 3 or 4, it was very apparent after 3-4 weeks that the defense was absolutely atrocious, and that, you know, unless the offense scored 40 points a game, we weren't going to win games. And so, yeah, I think moving forward, if we can find a way to keep this current roster on the books, you know, we can find a way to keep GP3 with us. And, you know, I don't know how long we have Quinnen Williams for, but I know we have him at least for 1 more year. I think we might have him for 2, which is great. You know, if we can bring back the offense that we have and, you know, pick up a couple of defensive pieces in the draft, will be pretty gnarly next season. And
for sure,
beat, but it just sucks, you know, especially, you know, me, normally whenever my football team is bad, I can deflect a basketball, and can't exactly do that.
Hey, brother, you and me both.
Yeah. Well, okay. At least to be fair, we have a young budding, you know, potential superstar on our hands. Y'all are just fucked.
What are you talking about? What's wrong with the Clippers?
y'all are just screwed, man. I'm sorry. That's rough.
Well, it's awesome too because we don't have our first round pick this year.
Oh yeah, no. Y'all are about to single-handedly make OKC a dynasty. Well, we also helped in that too.
I mean, the OKC's already been there, mostly due to our actions, but man, we're really going to solidify it, you know.
Well, it also partially thanks to our actions too, you know. It'd be a much different story if OKC was having to run into, you know, the Luka, Kyrie, Dallas Mavericks every season. Then it'd be a much different conversation versus, yeah, they really got nobody, you know?
I mean, they at least got Denver. Denver could make something happen. And hopefully, I mean, if Wembanyama is, you know, going to be the next greatest player of all time, then we can root for him.
He's got to stay healthy, though.
Yeah, which is tough.
Yeah, we're getting way off track now. We're talking about basketball, but yeah, I don't really have any other comments about the Cowboys just because we played the Raiders. We played the Raiders how we should have played the Raiders, which was all 3 phases clicked, and we put bell to ass, and that's what you're supposed to do against wildly inferior opponents. But I think it's just a little too late for the changes that we've made, and I don't really see us. It's going to be really hard for us to make the playoffs. If we win out, that's probably our best chance, but we've got to win out. And that involves us, beating Kansas City, Detroit, the Eagles, and hell, even with the, you know, Commies and Giants, it's still divisional opponents, even if they are. You know? Yeah. Even if they
James can go out there and fuck around and throw 7 touchdowns, you know, like.
Yes, unfortunately, and especially against our defense. So, it is what it is. We're here. I did have, before we did our Fiasco Awards, I did have one question for you because I feel like this might set you off in a good way. MVP, is it Stafford and then everybody else?
It's what it's looking like these days.
It's looking like.
That's what we did. We did mid-season last week. So, and Danny and I both picked Stafford.
It's got to be 27-2. That's disgusting.
Especially after this year. I mean, and he's also, he didn't throw any picks this last week. The record for best touchdown interception ratio is Tom Brady with 28-2. So if, you know, I mean, Stafford's going to throw another pick most likely for the rest of the season. But, I mean, he's kind of playing with house money right now. He only needs to throw one more touchdown to tie Brady. And then, you know, after that, he's passing him at any point as long as he doesn't throw an interception. But even if he throws one more, if he gets up to 40 touchdowns, if he's at like a 40-3, he's got the record there. And then, I mean, everyone's going to look at that season in the past and be like, how the fuck did Stafford throw 40 touchdowns to 3 interceptions? You know, like, but that's that's what he's on pace to do right now. So
yeah. No, I was just looking through the stats, and I mean, it's so funny how fantasy football works sometimes, because you just find absolute gems. I've always been a Stafford guy. He's always, normally whenever I play fantasy, I get Dak and then I get Stafford, and it's a great 1-2 punch. They're both top 10 QBs, at least in the years where they have good offensive lines and shit like that.
Well, I think currently they're still top 10 QBs. I would say both of them are.
Right now, they're both kind of top 5. What a weird timeline we live in. But yeah, so this past year especially, people knew that, Dak was getting some extra weapons. So Dak kind of got taken before I could really get to anybody else's. So in all of my leagues, except for the Dynasty League you and I are in, I picked up Stafford. And dude, it has been so much fun, because there was so much shit that was talked about me picking up Stafford in these other leagues, especially like my work corporate league. People being like, really, you're going to pick that old dinosaur to be your quarterback? And I was like, dude, Stafford can still sling. Like calm down. Okay. And for him to be having the season that he is, and him regularly putting up 30 plus points in fantasy for me on a team that my best player was Omari and Hampton going into the season, dude, he is single-handedly keeping me in the playoff race right now. So salute to you, Matthew. We appreciate you. Mr. Dallas Fort Worth himself. Matthew Stafford.
Wait, is Matt Stafford? He's not from Dallas, right?
Yeah, he's from DFW. He went to.
Really? I know he went to college in Georgia, but I thought he was. Texas is south.
He went to Highland Park High School. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He is a Dallas boy. Yeehaw!
I don't know. Maybe just because he went to Georgia, and the way he talks, I just assumed he was from Georgia.
Okay, that's a Texas accent you hear, and those are Texas veneers that you see in his mouth.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
All right. Well, since you did the legwork on these awards for the week, I figure you could do Big Dog and Fiasco. I'll do Unsung. So then that way you get the most fun too, and then I can kind of sandwich mine in the middle. With Big Dog, drum roll. Who do you have? Tanner Vinsky.
So we got CMC. We got Christian McCaffrey, and again, it's always tough with these because you look at the Cardinals and you're like, okay, well, he had a great game against the Cardinals, who are super depleted, and there's a lot of really good performances you could pick this week. I mean, more likely the best performance of the week was Josh Allen having 6 touchdowns, but you know what? Fuck him. And the thing is with CMC, he's on pace to be the only player in history to have 2 seasons of 1,000 rushing and 1,000 receiving. It's only happened 4 times in all of NFL history. CMC is one of them, so he's going to be the only one to do it twice. And I just think for that, and with him, 13 carries, 81 yards, 2 touchdowns, and then in the air, 5 receptions, 40 yards, and a touchdown on top of that. Like, that's what's so funny is you look at like the receiving leaders, and you're sitting there and you're like, oh yeah, you see your JSNs, you see like all the guys up there, and just at like 5 or 6, you just see CMC, and it's like, wait, this motherfucker's got 600 yards. Like, what's going on here? Yeah. And,
well, I mean, in two, like with his in terms of rush leaders, he's like 12th or 13th on the list in terms of like total yards for rushing and whatnot, which people are like, he's having a down year. It's like, no, he's not having a down year. He's just cooking people in different ways. Yeah,
he's just doing it on both ends. And it's like, yeah, he might not, be in the conversations of the 2,000 yards rushing like a Jonathan Taylor, but I mean, he's still going to hit over 1,000. Sorry, my fault. For yards, Christian McCaffrey's at 9. So yeah, he has 732 yards in the air. Wow. So that puts him above people like Jalen Waddle, Trey McBride, Emeka Ibuka, Zay Flowers, like just a lot of people. I mean, he's only 3 yards behind Amon-Ra St. Brown, 9 yards behind Justin Jefferson. Like,
oh man.
No, it's ridiculous. Like, it's insane how much of a weapon in the air he is.
Yeah. Man. Well, that's how a white man runs the football. So we appreciate you, CMC. We don't appreciate the 49ers, but you as an individual, and because we love the art of football, been fun to watch for sure.
He's 13th in rushing. He's at 707, and he's only 10 behind Breece Hall, about 20 behind Travis Etienne. So, I mean, he could be top 10 in both statistical categories at the end of the year.
Which would be wild.
That just doesn't happen.
Sure. So, yeah, CMC for Big Dog. Then for Unsung, we have Sean Tucker, who had 130 yards receiving, correct? No, sorry.
No. Sean Tucker, it was all-purpose, 130.
Oh, all-purpose.
So he had, I think he had like 80 yards. Here, I'll pull it up exactly. He had 106 yards rushing, so 19 carries, 106 yards for 2 touchdowns, and then he had two receptions for 34 yards and a touchdown.
Sweet. Yeah, so the 3 total touchdowns is really what did him in. He third string running back. See, that's why I was like, I was like, who is Sean Tucker? So, hey, look, we love it whatever guys who are on the bench get their shot. If you want to get more playing time, this is how you get more playing time.
The way to do it.
3 tuds in 130 all-purpose yards. So, I just in general love what the Bucs are doing this season. I'm still really high on them. You know, this has been one of those years where there's just been so much battling it out that all these different teams have, that, you know, I'm trying to pull up real quick what the exact record is for Tampa. Yeah, they're 6-4, but they're a very dangerous 6-4 football team. I mean, there aren't a whole lot of teams that are doing a whole lot better than 6-4 or 7-3 right now. I think who's 8-2 right now? There's one 8-2 team.
8-2. Let me look at the standings real quick. So 8-2. We have the Patriots at 9-2. We have the Colts at 8-2. The Broncos at 9-2.
Wow.
Eagles at 8-2, and Rams at 8-2 in the NFC.
I do also want to mention, we did talk about Stafford for MVP. Drake May. It could be very well be a dark horse, which is.
I don't know if it's really a dark horse. I mean, if you look at, May's numbers, he's playing out of his mind.
Touchdowns, 5 picks, and his team's 9-2, and tied for the best record in the league. Oh, it's so annoying that the Patriots are good again. I hate it.
I know. Because May's leading in yards with 2,836. He's got a 72% completion percentage, which is fucking ridiculous. He's got a 20-5 touchdown interception ratio. I really think that honestly May has the better case for MVP over Stafford. The only thing that makes me want to pick Stafford though is just he's throwing the ball more off. He's throwing the ball more often, has more touchdowns, and has only 2 interceptions on the year. That's the difference for me. But if you're more of a statistical guy and you're like only going off numbers, May's got the case for that. He's definitely your statistical guy. Whereas, if you're more of an eye test guy,
dude,
sitting on your
shit right now, dude. He's been making it look so easy and so effortless. He literally goes out there, he's like, all right, I'm gonna sling a couple touchdowns, we're gonna win this game, see you next week. And that's he's all business right now. But all right, so to recap, the Big Dog CMC, Unsung Sean Tucker, and our favorite award here at the Fourth Down Fiasco, the Mr. Fiasco Award itself, goes to who, Tanner?
I've been looking forward to this all year, actually, because before the season started, I had a horrific take. I talked a lot of shit, and I had a horrific take. It's aged terribly, where I said the Seahawks are worse than they were last, or they made a terrible decision because if they they should have just kept Geno. They let the better quarterback walk out of the room to bring in Sam Darnold. Geno's been fucking dog shit this year, so that has not aged well for me.
Well, it's the Raiders too. Context matters.
And it's the Raiders. Yeah, exactly. He went to a far worse team. However, when I was talking to a lot of my friends, because I got Seattle fans, just because obviously I was living in Utah for a while, and I have friends who root for the Seahawks because proximity and people from Seattle go to Utah.
Save money,
save money, all that shit, right? So a lot of them were talking about how they got rid of Geno. Geno was not the guy in Seattle. They're never going to win a Super Bowl with Geno. And now they got Sam Darnold, and now they have a better Super Bowl window. And I thought that was the most ridiculous shit I ever heard in my life. I was like, Sam Darnold is a serviceable starter. He can look really good if you put all the things around him, but he's not a Super Bowl caliber quarterback. And they were like, well, what even there was one of my friends who was like, well, what even is Sam Darnold's floor? Like his floor, he was talking about, it was like, even if you get his worst games, it's really not going to be worse than Geno. And I was like, no, Sam Darnold's floor is 5 interceptions. Like that's the risk you run with having Sam Darnold. Mm-hmm. And he just thought that was ridiculous. And he was like pulling up all these things. And he's like, he's never had a 5 interception game. He wasn't looking at fumbles. Sam Darnold has had a 7 turnover game before in his career. But he was like, he doesn't have any, it doesn't happen. Like Sam Darnold's all this stuff. Well, my floor was correct. I mean, Sam Darnold had 4 interceptions, would have had 5 turnovers if the fumble didn't get overturned. That got overturned due to, I think it was defensive holding on the other side of the play. So he did cough off the ball 5 times and just looked like dog shit against the 49ers. And this is the issue with Sam Darnold as a quarterback, is Sam Darnold will do great in games that don't matter. He'll go out there. He's going to be this great regular season QB. He's going to put up numbers, be in the MVP talks, and do all this amazing shit. But as soon as the game has stakes, he starts seeing ghost, because this game was to determine not only the division lead, but also the 1 seed. So this was going to be who was going to get the 1 seed. And the Rams came out there and planned around Sam Darnold and picked him off 4 times. And if you look at last year, the very last game of the season was between Detroit and Minnesota. Whoever won that game was going to be the 1 seed and win their division. Sam Darnold shit his pants, played a terrible game. And then they get into the playoffs. They go against the Rams, who are battered and beaten to all hell. Again, the stakes are high. You're in the playoffs. Gets his ass beat in the playoffs. Has his 2 worst games of the season. Was perfect in all those other games. So you're looking at this. This game has a lot of stakes. There's a lot on the plate for him, and he goes out there and he sees ghost. And this is just a risk you run out of having Sam Darnold as your starting quarterback. Like, you're going to get some great moments out of him, but you're going to get some really low moments too.
Very true. Very true. So, sorry, Sam. I know you're not listening because, you're in a completely different bracket than us. But not to pick on you, but yeah, you did kind of suck this week. So, those are our fiasco awards of the week. We're going to transition over to our pick'em segment. Lightning fast round. Tanner, I have them pulled up. If you are ready, my friend.
I am ready. Let's do it.
We have. Actually, let me get the version that has their
the records.
Yeah, because I'm looking at this. I'm like, God, I don't know the records of these people. Week 12. Come on, pull up. All right, here we go. We have the 7-3 Buffalo Bills traveling out to Houston to face the 5-5 Texans on a little Thursday night football.
Yeah, give me Buffalo.
Yeah, give me Buffalo. They're going to be 8-3. The Texans just don't have it right now. And, they've had some moments where they've looked good and they've had some moments where they looked bad. And whenever they need that moment to be great, they just don't have it, whatever it is. So
it's the offense. The offensive situation in Houston has been really bad this year, and the offensive line is going to get eaten alive. So,
yeah. All right. Then we have the 7-3 Seattle Seahawks traveling out to Tennessee to face the 1-9 Titans.
See, this is where Sam Darnold gets back in the MVP talks, man. He's going to throw 6 touchdowns this game, and everyone's like, holy shit.
He's back.
Yep, exactly. So give me Seattle in a blowout.
Yeah, give me Seattle. They're going to blow the backs out of the Titans for sure. Next, we have the 8-2 Philadelphia Eagles traveling out to Arlington, Texas. We're not going to say Arlington, Texas, to face the boys in blue, the Dallas Cowboys. Give me Dallas, because I will never, ever, ever cheer for the Eagles, especially against us. So,
yeah, I don't negotiate with terrorists. Give me the Cowboys.
Fair enough. All right, now your team, the 6-4 Pittsburg Steelers, are traveling out to Chicago to play against the Bears, who are sitting at a very odd but high 7-3. It really just depends. Is Aaron playing or not?
I imagine he's going to play, and for that reason, I'm going to pick Pittsburgh.
Yeah. If Aaron plays, I'm going Pittsburgh. If he doesn't play, I'm going Bears. But for the sake of having to pick one on the show, I'll go Steelers, which feels gross to say, but I need the Bears to lose. So would appreciate that. All right. Next, we have the 9-2 New England Patriots traveling out to the very, very sad Bengals out there in Cincinnati at 3-7. Drake may just have a historical Tom Brady game this game.
Yeah, it's going to be ugly, and the Bengals aren't going to have Chase because he's suspended. So
yeah, God, it sucks that the Pats are good. They're about to be 10-2.
I know.
So annoying. All right, we have the 2-9 New York Giants traveling out to Detroit to play the 6-4 Lions. You know, I'm going to say that Jameis dicks around and finds a way to win because I need him to find a way to win because we need the downfall of the Detroit Lions in order to make it into the playoffs. So give me the Giants.
I unfortunately am not that optimistic about Jameis's ability, so I'm going to go Detroit.
I mean, that's fair. Trust me, if it weren't for the fact that I need Detroit to lose, I would make the actual call that I know is right in my head, but I need Detroit to lose. So I'm speaking into existence, you know.
Exactly. Manifest it.
Exactly. Manifesting. All right. We have the 4-6 Minnesota Vikings traveling out to face the Packers of Green Bay, who are sitting there at 6-3 and 1. Sorry, 6-3-1. That one does matter. That one is because of us. Again, I need the Packers to lose. Give me the Vikings. Screw it. The Packers have been fraudulent all season.
I actually can see the Vikings upset here. They just need 9 to not go out there and shit his pants. But he's been having a really hard time of doing that. So I'm going to go the Packers just based on it being in Lambeau. But
see, I think Justin Jefferson has a historical game. I'm talking 200 yards, 3 touchdowns. It's going to be a wild affair. Whoever has him in fantasy, hey, look. That signupexpert.com/fiasco, whatever the over is on Justin Jefferson, spam the shit out of it. Okay. I'm not legally responsible if you lose money. Remember that, ladies and gentlemen, because I myself don't gamble. So I'm not gonna, partake in all of that. But if you feel good about it, I feel good about it. So place $10 on signupexpert.com/fiasco on Justin Jefferson. All right, who do we have next? We have the 8-2 Indianapolis Colts traveling out to KC to play against the 5-5 Chiefs. I like the Chiefs in this one. I'm not gonna lie.
I do too. As much as I would love to see because I mean, if they go to 5-6, their season's probably done. Yeah. But that's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I need the Chiefs to win this game because we play them in 2 weeks for Thanksgiving, and so I need them riding a high and not a low.
Mm-hmm.
Because what
you need to be their. You need to be their trap game. You can't be going in there when they're. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. See, you see the vision. You see the vision.
I know. I'm seeing you're cooking.
All right. Next, we have the 2-8 New York Jets traveling out to the 5-5 Ravens of Baltimore.
This is going to be. They play the Jets. Oh, I need them to lose. Why do they have to play the Jets right now, dude?
Ass affair.
Yeah, it's not going to be close.
Yeah. Give me the Ravens by a bajillion.
Yeah.
All right. Next on the docket, we've got the 2-8 Cleveland Browns traveling out to Las Vegas to play against the 2-8 Las Vegas Raiders.
I'm calling the tie. I'm calling the tie. I think these teams are going to tie each other. I think it's going to be 3-3. 3-3.
Just a bunch of punts. Punts. You've seen that guy, right?
I've seen that guy. Yep.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Cleveland Browns on this one. What I saw from the Las Vegas Raiders, man, they are bad.
They're bad.
They are bad. Like, I'm surprised that they have 2 wins kind of bad.
Yeah, but
I feel that way about the Jets too. So
the thing is the vision I'm seeing here is they're gonna have Shedeur out there, and I think Shedeur is gonna run backwards quite a bit, and I think that's gonna cause some difficulties for them to score points. So I think this is gonna be. I don't think either of these teams can score. Is really my expectation. I think this is going to be the ugliest, just worst game of football to ever exist.
See, I do think that it's going to be an ugly game, but I think that Las Vegas's defense is going to be so bad. As long as you can avoid Crosby at all times, you're good, which is literally what Dak did. Dak was just like, all right, Crosby's here, so I'm going to go here whenever I roll out of the pocket. That's all he did. Just spam it. So if Shedeur can, take anything out of that book, just avoid Crosby. And it'll be so funny whenever he goes for like 250 yards and like 2 touchdowns, a moderately good game. And people are going to lose their shit.
Crown him. Yeah, they're like, hey, there we go. They should have been starting him from week 1. Look what he can do. Yeah. I see the vision. I just don't know if Shedeur has the pocket awareness to know which one Max Crosby is. He's going to be so focused on running backwards. I don't know if he's going to see who's chasing him.
Bro, I just need for their head coach or for their OC to just sit Shedeur down and be like, the white boy with the tattoos. Mm-hmm. Run away from him at all times. The white boy with the tattoos is not your friend, okay? All right, we have the 6-4 Jacksonville Jaguars heading out to Arizona to play the 3-7 Cardinals. This should be a pretty easy game for the Jags because the Cardinals are pretty bad this season.
Yeah, I think Jacksonville's got it.
Yep. Then we've got this is going to be a really ugly game. The 3-7 Atlanta Falcons heading out to play against the 2-8 New Orleans Saints.
Give me the Saints.
God, they're both 1-4 in their division, so this is a lot on the line here.
A lot on the line, yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Falcons. I think that the Falcons are a slightly not as bad team.
What's it called? I don't know if you saw, but the Falcons don't have their first round pick this year. They traded away last year. Oh, so you know who has their first round pick?
Who?
The Rams. So I'm kind of hoping
so much.
I'm kind of hoping for the Falcons not to win another game this season because I think it would be hilarious if
for
LA
the Rams
got
to have like a top 5
pick. Yeah.
Golly, man. Yeah. Just, hey, you know what, Matt Stafford, we're just going to get you another wide receiver. How does that sound?
Yeah, we're going to get you either the best wide receiver in the country or the best like defensive talent in the country.
Yeah. Whichever one you feel best with, you can choose.
Or if they win the Super Bowl this year and Matt Stafford retires, they just get to draft Matt Stafford's replacement right away.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. It could work that way. Because honestly, yeah, if I were him and I won a Super Bowl this upcoming season, I'd be go out on top.
End on a high.
Especially because he's going to probably be the MVP. Yeah, mm-hmm. Go out. MVP, Super Bowl MVP.
Well, the thing is, too, is like he's if let's say this happens, right, in this hypothetical, Matt Stafford wins MVP, goes on to win the Super Bowl. I mean, he can retire safely because that just cements him in the Hall of Fame. You know, he's already got the 1 Super Bowl. He's now got an MVP on his record. He did it at 37. They're giving him a gold jacket after that, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah. Retire while everything still works, my guy. And while those veneers are still shining. Okay.
Hey, those will be shining to his grave.
Yeah. Next, this is going to be a great game. Oh, yes, I'm excited about this one. We've got the 6-4 Tampa Bay Buccaneers heading out to Los Angeles to play against the 8-2 LA Rams. Because here's the thing. Tampa knows that they can't go to 6-5.
Nope.
Oh, but it's the Rams.
Well, the thing is Tampa kind of can because, I mean, they just have to worry about it. Carolina, and that's really it. Their division's weak.
The Cowboys, calm down.
Well, no. Someone's got to win the division.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Someone's got to win it. Even if no one deserves to win it, someone's got to take it.
This is true. Give me the Rams. They're just playing too good of football right now, man. I can't.
Yeah. I think, unfortunately, the Bucs are a little too banged up. I wish this game would have happened in, like, week 2. Yeah. That would have been electric. That would have been such a good game. And I still think this game's going to fucking bang. And as much as I would love Baker Mayfield to get this win on his resume, I just keep picking the Bucs for my Baker Mayfield love. And I just I got to control myself. I got to have some restraint.
See, for me in my brain, I'm like, Stafford is like a close second in my brain to Baker Mayfield. So I'm like, I could let Daddy Stafford get another dub. That's fine. This for me, this is my Super Bowl. And regardless of who wins, I'm happy.
Yeah.
And then the last game on our docket is the 6-5 Carolina Panthers are heading out to play those disgusting ass San Francisco 49ers. I think that the Niners are going to win, and as much as I don't want to say it, I want the Niners to win. So I guess.
Gross.
Hate it.
I do. Yeah, I think the 49ers are going to win. It's weird this year, though, because I actually kind of want the Niners to do well just because they've been so injury plagued. Like they've had a season from hell.
Sure.
And the fact that they're like this good still with what they've had to deal with. I mean, I think Kyle Shanahan should be like a dark horse coach of the year candidate for what he's done in San Francisco this year. I
wouldn't even say dark horse. I think that he should, just given the hand that he's been dealt, especially if they go to 8-4 after this weekend. Absolutely, they should. And I do think it also goes to show that maybe Brock Purdy wasn't all that great to begin with, because we've got Mac Jones, who wasn't good enough to be on the New England Patriots, now looking like a more than competent quarterback, a top half of the league quarterback. So
definitely.
So, well, cool. That is the end of the show, everybody. We appreciate you for listening. This has been Tanner and Jordan saying that you can follow us on social media and that you should follow us on social media. We're at 4th Down Fiasco on TikTok and Instagram, and at 4th Down_pod on Twitter, because we don't call that shit X. That's gross. But yeah, thanks everybody for listening. We'll talk to y'all next week.
Hugs and kisses.
Well, I like school, and I like football, and I'm gonna keep doing them both because they make me feel good.